Hi guys, I'm Nicola Mackenzie, founder and mortgage advisor at Dun & McCarthy Mortgages, and today I'll be explaining why you should stop worrying so much about credit searches when you are looking to take out a mortgage to buy a property. So stay tuned. Now guys, before we get into the detail of today's video, here at Dun & McCarthy Mortgages, we are a team of property specialists, mortgage brokers and advisors, and we also help many clients with wills and insurance. We deal with lots of banks and building societies, from high street options to specialist lenders, to compare mortgage deals and find the best deal to suit your circumstances. We provide detailed and expert knowledge and advice on your options and help you through the house buying process. So make sure that you head over to our website and book in today for a free of charge appointment at dm.mortgage so that we can help you on your property buying journey. And of course, if you enjoy this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads. Now guys, many of my videos on this channel are usually inspired by our clients here at DM Mortgages, and are usually either to answer commonly asked questions or to address common worries and concerns that people have when they're buying or remortgaging on a property. Now, credit searches and people's worry about how they might affect them tends to be one of the top things on the list. Now, before you start viewing properties, that is the ideal time when you want to arrange an agreement in principle, or at the absolute latest, ideally before you make an offer on a property. Check out my video on agreement in principles if you're unsure on what that means and what the benefits are. But in summary, it's going to give you confirmation that A, you can get a mortgage, how much for, and it also helps you to show estate agents that you are a serious buyer when you start looking at properties. Now, as part of an agreement in principle, it would usually involve a credit check by the bank lender to ensure that you meet their benchmark of what they expect your credit rating and your history to be. And every bank and building society will have their own different benchmarks. Now let's look at how credit searches actually work. Now, a credit search is where a company or a mortgage lender will look at the information on your credit report to look at your financial behaviour. Usually, if you're considering taking out credit, it doesn't necessarily have to be a mortgage, it could be a car loan, a credit card, etc. Now, when they are looking at your financial behaviour, they're looking at lots of different factors, such as if you pay back money on time, how much outstanding credit you have, and how well you are managing it. And they'll also check who you are financially associated with. So a financial association could be someone that you hold a joint bank account with, as an example, to check their credit history and other factors as well. Now, next, I am going to explain to you the two types of credit searches: soft credit search, hard credit search, and it's important you understand the difference between the two so that you understand what potential impact a credit search might have on you. So firstly, let's look at what a soft credit search is. Now, soft credit searches happen when you check your own credit report, for example, or when a lender checks to see whether you're eligible for certain products and certain interest rates. Now, the lender might only want a limited view of your financial history so that they can pre-approve you for a mortgage or show you what potentially you might be eligible for. Now, a soft credit search may or may not be recorded on your credit file, but even if it does, it would only be visible to you. So another company or lender will not see that you carried it out. It will not show up on a credit search. Therefore, it will not affect your credit score at all. Now let's look at how a hard credit search works. Now, a hard search is usually done when you are borrowing money, and it's when a company again requests a full copy of your credit report. So they're not just scratching the surface like they might do on a soft credit search, they're looking at all the detail. Now, unlike soft credit searches, a hard credit search will leave a mark on your credit file. So if you've applied for credit, other lenders will see that you've done a hard credit search. So now you understand the difference between a soft credit search and a hard credit search. Why should you not worry when it comes to getting a credit search in relation to your mortgage? Well, let's look at that in a bit more detail. Now, an agreement in principle, like I said, usually would involve a credit search, whether it's a hard credit search or a soft credit search. Now, the reason why ultimately, if you're looking to get a mortgage, an agreement in principle is still the most important thing, whether it's a hard or a soft search, in my professional opinion, is because you do not want to waste time applying for a mortgage unless you are near as certain as you can be that you can get that mortgage. Now, I appreciate an agreement in principle does not have any guarantees that you will actually get the mortgage when it comes to an application, but it's as close as a guarantee as you can get at an early stage on how much you can get the mortgage for, whether or not you can get a mortgage, before you start paying for things like solicitors, surveys, and the other costs that are involved with purchasing a property. Like I mentioned earlier, too many credit searches in a short space of time, or hard credit searches, makes it look to other lenders like you're desperate for credit. But that's usually the only time that it would have a significant impact on you. Because like I said to you earlier, a credit report and a credit rating is about your overall behaviour. It's not about one single thing. Companies that want to lend money to you would not be endorsing a system that is going to make it easy to ruin your credit score after one hard credit search. It just would not make logical sense for that to be the case, would it? And as well, just to add, getting credit is not a bad thing. Lenders would prefer you to see you get credit that you can demonstrate you can repay on time, as opposed to someone that never gets any credit. Now, again, I have seen in my experience more people negatively affected by not getting an agreement in principle over getting one, even where there's a hard search involved. Now, if despite the content of this video, a credit search is still something that's worrying you and you need to get an agreement in principle, which we can provide free of charge, by the way, so make sure that you book in for an appointment so that we can help you with that, then we can stick to soft search lenders, because like I said, as experts in mortgages, we know which banks use soft, which banks use hard. But let me just point out a scenario here. If you have quite a complicated situation, it might be that of all the banks available, there's only a small handful that might consider you as an applicant. If that small handful of options that are available to you happen to use a hard credit search, then to not get one done because you are worried about the impact of a hard credit search would be, in my experience, more problematic than getting a hard credit search. Because again, just drawing on my earlier point, to go out, have an offer accepted, find a property, for that property to have been out of reach, you're not eligible for the mortgage, that is potentially going to be a costly mistake that could have quite easily been avoided by getting an agreement in principle. And it's worth mentioning that when you find a suitable property and you make a full mortgage application, then a hard credit search, in majority of instances, a bank or lender would carry out on you at that point once you find a property. So just to reiterate, to put yourself in the best possible position to get a mortgage, assuming you are a serious house hunter, then an agreement in principle, which usually involves a credit search, whether that's a soft or a hard search, is usually the best way to ensure that you are not wasting your time. Make sure you are on the right tracks to get a mortgage and know exactly how much for. Don't assume that every lender has the same benchmark when it comes to credit history. You have to bear in mind, guys, that some banks appeal to those with poor credit histories. Some banks will appeal to those with perfect credit histories. So again, to make sure that you are matched with a lender to best take into account your circumstances, irrespective of your credit report, get in touch and we can help you to find the right deals for your situation. Make sure that you head over to the website to book in for a free of charge appointment today, because as I said, we would be happy to provide advice and agreement in principle completely free of charge. So book in for a free of charge appointment, and we deal with lots of mortgage lenders from the high street to specialist lenders, and we're here to help guide you through the house buying process as well. So head over to dm.mortgage and book in today. Of course, if that video has been useful, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a future upload from me. And I'll see you in the next video.